I don't know why I'm babbling. Blah, 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 blah. Hey guys, what's up? It's Tiara, and today I just want to thank you guys for coming back to my channel. Slowly but surely we are growing. We're going to be jumping more into the lifestyle, where we're going to be talking about life lessons. What have I learned in my 31 years of living? And I'm here to share that with you. So if you're interested in some life lessons, stay tuned. What I'm going to say is that it's okay to say no. And no is a complete sentence. When I was younger, I felt I needed to say yes to everything. Do you want to go out? Yes. Do you want to do this? Yes. Can I borrow this? Yes. And it took me going into my late 20s and my 30s to really feel comfortable with saying no. It's not that you're being mean. You can't pour from an empty cup. And sometimes saying no is giving you that time to refill yourself to where you can show up for others. So learning to say no and knowing that no is a complete sentence. When you make a mistake and you're wrong, own it. Do the proper steps, apologize, do the work to rectify the situation, own your mistakes, and admit when you're wrong. Breaking up with a friend can hurt way more than breaking up with a significant other. You can grieve way longer. Don't feel that it's bad or that it's weird to have these types of feelings. It's quite normal. And if you ask others about it, I'm sure they feel the same way too. Love is not supposed to be earned. And regardless of what people say, love is not supposed to hurt. You don't have to go through the ringer, go through the fire, endure so much to prove that you're worthy of being loved. And if that's the situation that you're in, maybe it's time to cut your losses and jump ship, because that is not healthy. It's a silly one, but pay the extra $2 to $5 to have roadside assistance included with your car insurance, and get renter's insurance if you are renting. If you like your significant other and they aren't physically, mentally, emotionally, any type of abusing you, they aren't doing any of that, and they make you happy, others' opinions do not matter. People get hung up on others' opinions about things such as relationships, and really it's not their place or any of their business. And 9 times out of 10, the people who have the most to say about your significant other aren't even in a relationship and don't even have the emotional capacity to be giving you any type of relationship advice. So why are you listening to them? Do not move in with your friends. If you can afford to live on your own, live on your own. I would say 97% of the time it's going to end horribly. Trust me, trust me, trust me. Call your mom and call your grandma, because you're going to wish you could when the time comes. So get all the phone calls you can get. It took me a while to finally feel comfortable doing this, so the sooner you get comfortable, the easier life will be. And that's knowing that it's okay to ask for help. You don't have to do everything on your own. And that's going to lead me into my next lesson that I learned, that needing therapy does not mean that you're weak. It takes a strong person to realize that they need help mentally, that they need help, that they need to go talk to someone unbiased to help them unpack some things. It takes a strong person, and the more we start to break the stigma and, knock it down, the more that people can get help and the more people feel comfortable with doing it. It does not mean that you are weak in any form of the matter, and I want to hone on in that. I want people to know that. If you have goals and aspirations and dreams and you're just dying to tell someone about them, tell the universe first. Be careful, and you need to protect, hi Charlie, those goals and those aspirations, because people out here aren't always praying for you. Some people are praying for your downfall. I've said it before, the closure is not needed in a breakup. I have a whole video and I'll link it up here somewhere. I won't get into the full details, but don't give people the opportunity to lie and play in your face. If you are done, be done. Do what you need to do to move on, but closure is not needed for healing, and sometimes you don't need to heal if you're absolutely done with the situation. But I'll let that video explain what I mean on that. I talked about this subject in another video. There is no timeline or there is no time limit on starting over and doing something new. You can rediscover and you can reinvent yourself at any moment of your life. Just because you've been doing something for so long or for a certain age doesn't mean that you're stuck in that if you are unhappy. And as long as you're thinking it, you have time. You have time. Just because they are family doesn't give them the right to mistreat you, period. Your family will gaslight you more than anyone in this world. And this leads me to my next point. Learn to set boundaries early on, regardless of who they are, and stick to them. And if your family or whoever in your life cannot stick to them and abide and respect your boundaries, this leads me to my next point. Friendship audits, family audits are a real thing. It is what it is. If you need to take a break from people temporarily to get your mindset back to normal, do what you need to do. You cannot respect my boundaries, you have to go. It doesn't matter who you are. Ask about me on that. I mean that. I stand 10 toes down on that, okay? Okay. Social media is a facade. People are only showing you their happy moments majority of the time. Do not let these people convince you that you aren't doing enough, that you aren't enough, and your life isn't as great as other people's. Which brings me to my next point. Don't get so caught up in what everyone else is doing. It's okay to be weird. It's okay to be different. Do not conform to what society tells you that you have to be, or what you have to do, or how you have to dress, or how you have to look. Do not let them convince you. I've been called weird and different my entire life. I beat to my own drum. You know, I care about what I care about. I love what I love. Do not let society try to convince you into being mediocre. I am still working on this, but hear me out. Sometimes addressing someone or popping off or clapping back is not the move. And sometimes silence is the answer. Silence will drive people crazy. You have to ask yourself, one, is this important? Two, is the person even going to be receptive to even hearing what I have to say? Three, am I going to be exerting more energy out of this, and am I going to get anything out of it? And if those all come back with like no's or negatives, don't even give it any type of energy, because sometimes people are just looking for a moment. Sometimes people just are taking whatever that's going on in their life out on you. It's not even about you, so don't even address it. Also, it's not your job to fix anyone, whether it be family, friends, a significant other, or anything. And you can't help anyone who doesn't want to be helped. You can have well wishes for someone all day long, but if they don't want it for themselves or don't see it for themselves, it's going to be a lose-lose situation for you every time. It's a tough pill that you have to swallow, and sometimes you just have to let people go through life, but it's not your job to fix anyone. Another point, trust your gut and your intuition. This is something that I'm still working on, but you should give people the opportunity to grow and change before you decide to jump ship, run away. People show you who they are. Believe them the first time. Don't take your own projection of how you see that person as reality. When people show you who they are, believe them the first time. Sometimes those best friends for life that you may have in your early years of living are not going to be your best friends for life. Sometimes you meet people who are only supposed to be in your life for a season, and they're not going to make it to you for the rest of the journey, and that is okay. One thing I wish that I would have been privy to or knew more about is financial literacy. Financial literacy is so important. So take your finances seriously, take your budgeting seriously. If you can save, save. Try to have an emergency fund. It's all important. Do not overwork yourself for a job who can and will replace you within a second. Take your job seriously. Do not put your job before you. Don't do that. Your health, your sanity, your mental health, All of that is important. Do not give your job way more than they're willing to give you. Being alone doesn't mean that you're lonely, and you need to take the time to get comfortable with being by yourself. All of your relationships, friendships with family, a significant other, all of them are going to suffer if you don't learn how to be comfortable with yourself. They're all going to crumble. If you are constantly being dependent on someone, your relationships in life are going to suffer. So get comfortable with yourself and being alone. I love alone time, and you should learn to love it too. You need to have experiences. Take that how you want to take it, but don't let society or religion or whatever try to tell you that what you're doing is wrong. I call it character growth, but you need to have experiences and don't feel bad about them. Just do them safely, okay? Okay. When I think about my college experience, I love my college experience. I love my friends that I met. I learned a lot of life lessons. However, I feel like the reason I went to college was more because my mom wanted me to go to college. My family pushed me to go to college and they wanted that for me. And here I am in debt with a degree that I don't even use. If I could give it back, I would. Or I would have just thought when and how I would have done college. Like maybe I would have did it a little bit later in life, like after my military career. Making sure you're thinking through your decisions in life and not letting others pressure you into them or letting society pressure you, if that makes sense. If your grandma is a cooker in your family, take the time to learn her specialties so you can pass them down for generations to come. My last and final life lesson is show up for yourself. Have your own back when no one else does. Be there for yourself when no one else will be. The longest relationship you'll ever have is with yourself, so you need to take care of yourself. You need to advocate for yourself. No one is going to care about you, your health, your career more than you will. So be there for yourself. Show up for yourself. Have your own back. Okay. If you've reached the end of this video, I thank you. I applaud you. You can let me know if you liked it by subscribing to this channel, hitting that bell notification to be notified of my next upload. Drop me down a comment and let me know if any of this resonated with you. And if it did, think about liking this video. It really supports me. Thank you so much. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!